Hey guys, today's video is going to be talking about the recoil spring. It winds up to retract the cord up on this, and a lot of times it'll break or just come loose and you need to rewind them. Now, this is the first time I've ever done this on purpose, and I might hate myself for doing this. So these can be a real pain, just to be honest with you. Luckily on these, yeah, I didn't want to do it like that, but it winds directly on the spool here. Steel brand has a little plastic thing that sits down in here, and you wind it up in your hand. You can place it in here or just replace the whole thing with a new one. Not quite as simple as on this, and like I said, luckily it'll wind inside this, so you don't have to fool with the spring like this and trying to put it in there. There's a simple trick to it, but you can't do it on all of them. I have seen some that the housing is recessed and it has to be wound directly inside there. It's almost impossible to do. But I'll show you a couple tricks on how to deal with this. First thing, you want to untangle it. That can be kind of tricky in itself. Okay, so after working with it, I got it untangled. This is what you want. A lot of times what happens, either this hook right here will break off, or this inside hook that catches on the, you see there's a spot right here for it to catch, or sometimes the plastic will chew away, and if the plastic breaks, you might as well just get a whole new cover. You might be able to take a soldering gun and plastic weld some of this back up and get it to work. That it's faster and easier to replace it. And sometimes on the spool, the plastic will break where it hooks in there. You just got to check everything. As you see, I actually need a new spool. If I'd known that, I would have bought this before I started making the video. One of the cogs is broke off on this one. I'm making two videos at the same time here. But you want to make sure you get it the right way. You see, in this particular one, you can't get it to go the other way. So this one, you know, it only goes one way. And you want to just start. It's easier said than done. You want to just start trying to peel it inside here. Okay, so I took the rope off just to make it a little easier to work with. So you want to get this started on here. Some of them are easier than other ones. Once you get it started, it won't be too bad. Just takes patience. Don't give up. You can do it. Okay, this is the first time I've ever done one of these on purpose like this. You just want to keep putting pressure on this. If you start letting it go, it'll start slipping out on you. I hate doing this. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this on purpose. I usually try to avoid having to do this. It can be a real pain. Like that. It just popped out. So you want to just keep working with it till you get the whole thing in there. We'll look at it here in a second once I get a little more progress on it. Some are easier than others. Steel's real easy to do. They got that little plastic plate that you hold. You don't have to fight with the whole spool like this. And there you go. That's what you got to do. Now be very careful. Once you get it, you don't want that coming back out. So, next step, you got to kind of, you can eye it. It's kind of hard to see on the video here. You kind of push it like that. You should feel it kind of lock in. Then you want to get that bolt in there quickly. just barely snug this. You don't have to go crazy with it. So now, turn this like that. There we go. She's working. If you want to check this a couple times, because if something's weak, or like I said, if it's broken, you fixed it, it will pop out pretty easy. But I think this one's gonna be all right. Even on your push bar ones, or tiller engines, anything like that, your spool's gonna be bigger, and it just depends on the brand of engine, how hard it's gonna be to put on there. But the basic principle is gonna be the same on anything with a recoil starter like this. And your newer type, it's got the spring assistant start. I think Troy Built came out with. There's a second spring like that on here. It's a weird system. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's basically the same thing. You got one spring driving the other spring like that, and that's all there is to it. But it's a very similar setup, but it's still hard to work on. And so after you do this, you're ready to put your rope back in. And I'm doing 2 videos at one time here, so you'll see another video on how to replace the rope on one of these. So if you need help with that, you pick up about halfway through that video on putting a new rope on here, and you'll see how to do that. So, well guys, if you got any questions or comments about the Recoil Spring on pull rope starters, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll do my best to help you. But so we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.